Okay, who do we have here? What's your name?
Mark Allen John Steele, December 6, 1973.
Where are you from?
Toronto.
Were you born and raised here?
Yep.
Okay. How old are you?
50.
50? And tell me a bit about yourself. How did you get in the situation that you're in?
I got in a situation where my wife mistakenly writing 8 months worth of rent checks while I was away on business to Morgard Industrial instead of residential.
Yeah.
And then got into a little tiff with the lawyers on the way into court, who, it was for no reason, just me being in a bad mood, and it caused them not to budge whatsoever. And even though I had the check for the entire amount, a certified check in my hand, they still refused to accept it. Said it was a day and a half late.
I was gonna ask you. So, are you living here right now?
No, I was just spending the night here.
So you don't have a place to stay?
Well, I do have a house that I bought my daughter and my dad. Well, I bought it for my daughter in Leaside.
Okay.
Then they have bed bugs, so I couldn't stay there. I didn't want to rotate them in and out. And my dad stays with my daughter, so.
So what's your situation?
To be honest with you, I'll give you the honest truth. I'm not here for the money. Money's not an object in my life. I've owned 7 legitimate businesses. I own a bar called the Beat Junkie. I own an after hours behind the TD Bank on Kensington. I own a security company. I own advertising firm.
Only now?
No, the only one I own now still is the advertising company. But
So how come you're in this situation?
Because I was walking with my daughter young at Eglinton at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the same arm that I was holding her hand with, I was shot 3 times in the shoulder in broad daylight. And I did a topical geographical study through Google, and there were 11 kids within 10 feet of the 23 rounds that were shot. So I went home and looked at my wife and said, we have to duck now if we want our daughter to finish. She was in her second year.
I was going to ask you, if you had 2 wishes,
yeah.
What would your 2 wishes be?
To have stopped when I sold my bar, to stop everything, to stop selling dope, to have stopped any sort of criminal element to my life when my daughter was born. I was 35 years old. When I was 35. When I was 40 years old. But I didn't. It's too late. And, I was inseparable from her for, I don't know. So I would stop. When I sold my bar for $4.7 million, I would have stopped doing any illegal activities.
Are you addicted to drugs right now?
Yeah, fentanyl. Yep.
Fentanyl?
Yeah.
When was the last time you overdosed?
Never.
You never overdosed?
Never. I don't use needles. No, I don't use needles. Yeah. Use needles. Yeah. I was a steroid user and a nationally acclaimed football player, a scratch golfer, won the Junior Canadian Open.
How long have you been homeless altogether?
Not actually homeless. I own two cottages.
How long have you been in this situation?
I put myself in this situation for about a year and 2 months.
What's the worst thing you've seen?
The worst thing I've seen?
Yeah.
I saw way worse outside of the system than I did inside. I've done worse than I've seen. I've seen somebody stabbed to death. That's about it. I mean, I know it sounds cold. I know it sounds, whatever, but I was diagnosed as a sociopath at 12, so anything that I've seen or experienced here is nothing compared to what my life was outside. My life was much more violent outside the system than inside.
Okay. And if you could speak to the government, what would you tell them?
My mother was the first assistant deputy minister female in the history of the Ontario government, and I would tell them that have some guts to get rid of the prime minister, and and realize that what you have in power is a man who's the son of Fidel Castro, which is proven, scientifically proven. You can look it up. You can go on the internet. You can see the pictures of the 2 of them and Pierre in the background, and you can see the exact stunning resemblance between Justin and Fidel at the same age. Same beard, same everything. And that's not a conspiracy. But I would say to get your heads out your asses and realize that this is not something like marijuana where you can progressively move forward. This is not a drug that is meant to be enjoyed. This is a biovirus meant to weaken us for when the Chinese decide to take over the U.S. position as a world leader.
Okay, if you could get back at could go back to one moment in your life where, like a regret, what would it be?
When my mother's funeral.
Not going there?
No, I went, but I didn't speak.
Okay.
Because I was paralyzed, which makes no sense because I have an uber confidence, a high level I have a very large ego, but
Are you
something
hurting right
stopped me
now?
from saying
How are you feeling at this moment? Are you dope sick right now? Or?
no, I never go dope sick. I have money, so I never go dope sick.
So you're back.
That's because I know I ruptured my Achilles tendon playing recreational basketball. All the tendons here.
Yeah.
So this started to compensate for that, and then this started to compensate for both of them, and I've been hunting ever since. It's exhaustion. I went to jail for 2 days last week for, what was it? Just breaching. I was not showing up for an appearance and something very minor. And then the 2 nights I slept in jail, I came up upright like that. I came up completely upright and then straight and 6'10" again. So it's literally like I since this happened with my daughter, and I've always been a grinder. I would go from my bar from 3 in the afternoon until 3 in the morning to my after hours from 4 till 1 in the afternoon, and then to my security company for an hour and a half to do the bullshit.
So what advice would you give my younger audience?
I asked your parents to do what I did for my daughter and her friends, which was if they want to try a drug, go out, find somebody to test it yourself as a parent. If you don't do it, so don't do it. There's somebody there who's tried it.
Okay.
Wait long enough for that to try. Have them, if the drugs are safe, have your friends, your daughter and her friends come over and do it in a safe environment with a safe dosage that you know, so that they can actually experience it and not rebel and just do the drug because everybody else is doing it. Because I found that in my daughter's case, she's done nothing with marijuana since. She tried ecstasy once with about 20 of her friends in my house. I got a call from 18 of the parents going, "How dare you, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Would you rather have them dead in an alleyway?" They didn't say anything, they hung up. But all 20 of those kids, were fine.
Okay, my bro, we're finishing. I don't want to keep you here
Yeah,
any
no problem.
longer.
No problem. Anytime you want to talk about it, I can talk for days and days and days. I have 2 masters and 3 honors degrees, so I'm highly educated.
It's cold. I don't want to keep you longer.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you say subscribe to the channel?
Yeah, no problem.
Can you say that? Say subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.
Okay.